Today we are going to be losing 4 pounds together. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Christine and I am on a journey to spiritual, mental, and physical fitness. And today we are going to be losing 4 pounds together. This is full of 96 pounds and we are going to let go 4 of them today. So if that makes absolutely no sense to you, I highly encourage you to check out my previous videos. They kind of explain where I'm at and how I have been talking about how the body keeps score and how there's a major mental and spiritual aspect to trauma and things that we carry, whether that's weight or stress or anxiety. And I'm going about my fitness journey differently this year and really focusing on those things. And so I'm using little things that I'm letting go of to represent my pounds lost. Before I really dive in, I want to add a disclaimer, which I know I'm probably going to have a disclaimer in every video, but just to say, first of all, I'm not a doctor or nutritionist. Anything that I talk about or do is about my journey and my journey alone, and I encourage you to talk to yours if you are going on any sort of physical journey or plan. And the second part of that disclaimer is my nutrition is currently not a part of my weight loss or fitness journey. And I know that sounds really strange, but like I have mentioned in previous videos, I'm actually doing prayer and fasting just as a corporate thing with my church and for something personal. And so I don't think it's appropriate to say, hey, this is what I'm doing with my fasting in order to lose weight, because that's not my intent in it. It obviously has benefits that I'm acknowledging through these videos and my weight loss. And I do think that there's a major aspect of the prayer and fasting that is a part of me healing and letting go and allowing me to lose weight I haven't been able to before. Again, with that said, I am not somebody who I feel is appropriate to share advice, specifically on fasting and any sort of food restriction, and I don't really want to encourage that. So I do encourage prayer and fasting. If that is something you have real, true intentions on doing, I think it is fantastic, but I'm not going to dive into, at least this month while I'm doing that, my nutrition and my meal plans other than specifically what I might be eating. So I hope that made sense. Let's just dive right in. So we have 96 of these because, as you may know, my whole goal is around 100 pounds. It'll probably be a little bit before that, but that is a reach goal, and I have already lost 4, so I chose 4 last time. I did lose another almost 4 pounds this week, so we're going to let go of 4 more things today. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. Literally just talking. That's really cool. Just talking about this. So the need to rush progress. Man, that is just so tied into everything because we're so product driven and result driven, and how can I get to this point faster? And we put our bodies and our minds under so much pressure, and it almost really backpedals us. You might get instantaneous results in the moment, but like I have been explaining, deep down, it honestly a lot of times causes more damage. So I know for my own journey specifically, that was something I had to repeatedly say to myself, because when I had my breakdown, I just wanted to be better. I just wanted to be done with it. I just was like, God, just fix me, make me better, let this not happen again, and I want to keep moving forward. But that was the whole problem, was that I was continually trying to just fix myself, fix how I was performing, fix how I was doing things, rather than addressing the actual deep wounds and problems slowly and giving myself time to actually acknowledge what the true issues were, time to truly heal what those were. And so if you look at your life and things you're struggling with and you're wanting to heal, don't look at the finish line. Don't look at when is this going to be over? What can I do to slap on a band-aid and make this better? I promise you, in the long run, if you don't rush the process, it will have more lifelong lasting effect than immediate results, truly. So I could talk about that one forever. Again, I think it's crazy that I was literally just talking to my friend about this the other day. So very good. So don't feel the need to rush progress. Here we go. Here's another one. Believing you must earn grace. Actually, I should be showing you these. I don't know if, can you see them? It's going to be mirrored, so I could probably swap it around. But believing you must earn grace. You know what? I'm so still learning this that I don't know that there's much I can say. Funny enough, I feel like if I was speaking to somebody else, which I know I'm doing on the other side of the screen, what I would tell them, which would for some reason easier than telling myself, is that grace isn't earned. And that's the whole point of it. If you are trying to earn something, then it's not grace in the first place. If you're going through a hard time and you're just continuously still beating yourself up for not meeting the expectations that you were hoping to meet, and you're not getting grace from that, I don't know. I'm not going to, you know what? I don't want to pretend that I know how to answer this properly. And maybe you guys can be my encouragement in the comments of explain believing you must earn grace. Because I know it deep down, but honestly, truly explaining it through words is something I'm having a hard time with. So I'm not going to put on a face or a show or do some YouTube studying and then just come up with a polished answer. That's my raw and honest truth. But that's number 2, believing you must earn grace. Very good. All right, third one, here we go. All right, we've got good versus bad body days. That's another one that's a bit difficult because, and I'll say the reason, not only are there 96 of these, but the reason that I'm like, is that I didn't literally sit and write all of these myself. I came up with a broad idea of what I'd like to let go and remember throughout this year, and I generated 96 of them. So I'm liking that they're prompting me in a way that I actually have to think. So that's another hard one because I do think that there are days that, I guess what I picture is the days that I can't find anything to wear, and I'm just upset that I'm this age and I've not yet found happiness where my body is. Again, these are things I'm working through because I've spent so much time on my mental spiritual that is in a good place. And funny enough, I can talk about this without getting emotional because it's more of a matter of fact next step thing for me rather than having those wounds. So I know in my head there were times that I was super unhappy in my body. And I don't have days where I'm thinking that as much anymore, but I know that acknowledging that is going to be important moving forward as my body changes. So that's another good one that maybe more insight and input from you guys would be. But having good versus bad body days is another thing to let go of. All right, hopefully there's one that I can give more personal insight on here. Last one, number 4. It is, I definitely can put one on this. It's so funny. What I love about this is it's such a balance between grace and discipline. We're not going to not acknowledge these things. We're going to actually talk about the grace and the healing and not beating yourself up, but also be very matter of fact. This is the next one. Oh, there we go. Mindless snacking. That is absolutely something that I used to think mindless snacking was, just mindless snacking, but the intent behind it is numbness. We're looking for something to numb us from whatever is affecting, causing the pain, causing any feelings that we're not ready to face, because it feels better. It feels really awful when someone excludes you from a group and talks about you behind your back. So it feels really nice to sit with a bag of Oreos. It feels really horrible when you feel that you're not good enough to be worth somebody's time and love and affection, especially that they could be proud of for other people to see. That's really hurtful. But it feels really nice to go and get a big tub of ice cream. And I'm not discounting the fact that those things are okay sometimes, but when it's your soul thing that you run to, it's like, ow. And then like this, that's the balance part, right? Where I'm acknowledging that that was awful and that was painful and that was traumatic. But at the same time, we have to look into how to address those things and how to heal from those things. There is nothing wrong with ice cream. There's nothing wrong with Oreos. But it's the mindlessness and running to those things for the comfort, because guess what? In the long run, it's not healing. That's what I mean about the body keeps score of not only are you consuming in order to feel better, but also you're still holding on to those things through literal food and in your heart and your mind because you're not addressing those feelings. I don't know if you have ever looked into the studies. I would have to do myself more, but I have heard, again, I'll have to go look into it, but I've heard that someone could sit down with a big old comfort food meal and feel no guilt from it. They're just excited to eat. There's just no thoughts other than, wow, this is going to be great. I'm starving. And then their body processing it just fine. And somebody sitting down with a salad feeling guilty that they put croutons and ranch in it, and they're going to gain 5 pounds. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying quote me on it, but there is something about the way that we think about ourselves and the way we talk about ourselves and how it affects what we consume. So anyway, I'm glad I had at least one that I had something to share on. So those are our 4 things that we had today. We had the need to rush progress. We had the need to earn, feeling that you need to earn grace, having good and bad body days, and mindless snacking. So we've got a wide range of things to think about letting go this week. If there's things that you have dealt with as well, I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts on those that I didn't have a lot of answers on. And I know these videos might be a little less riveting than where I'm running around with a tape measure and a scale and all these pictures. I do hope to do more progress, stats, and videos monthly, just appearance-wise. But again, I think the root of this all is in our mind and our heart. So anyway, I'm going to keep rambling because I do enjoy talking about these things. And I love already hearing some of you and where you're at on your journeys. I hope you continue to engage because I love to build this community together, and I'm excited to see where everybody's at next week. Until then, bye guys.